Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and today I'm in my media room again, talking about media, right? So I think today we should bring up the news media, okay? The news media, it's everywhere, all right? It's on your TV, it's on your phone, it's on your social media apps. It's everywhere. It's on YouTube as well, okay? Lots of people do podcasts talking about the news, right? Talking about politics, current events, current figures, right? So I think it's important to talk about the media we consume. It's just as important as talking about paying yourself first, saving for your retirement to build wealth. Why do I say that? Well, the news media is extremely toxic. It's a toxic environment that's going to suck you in to the deepest and darkest places your brain can even think of, okay? And what does that toxicity do to your brain? Well, it stresses you out, okay? And when you're stressed, are you focused on building wealth and focused on improving your skills, improving your family's position in the world? No. You're not. I don't recommend it. You know what I recommend you do with the news media? Say, you're fired. Bye-bye. Okay? So let's talk about these three, I call them the three branches of the news media. You've got the mainstream media on the left. You've got the finance media in the center. And then over here on the right, you have a new type of media. It's called the deep state media, DSM. That's what I call that one. All right? The mainstream media on the left, it's your old channels like CNN, Fox, CBS, NBC, newspapers like the New York Times, I don't know, Washington Post, whatever, right? It's kind of your legacy media. They all lean to the left in some respect, right? But then on the right, you have a new media type. It's called Twitter or X. It's called podcasters like Joe Rogan, Valuetainment, and there's a few other very hardcore right-leaning ones that I'm not too familiar with. And what do they talk about all day? They talk about conspiracies, how the government is against everyone and colluding with, finance titans of the world and global elitists and all this stuff. You can subscribe to that. I'm not going to dog it all day. It's a waste of my time. Okay? It's a waste of my time to dog the other side because they're both wrong. You know what they're doing? All they're doing is selling you one thing. It's called FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. One side sells you fear and uncertainty about the right. The right sells you FUD on the left. So forget both of them. It's toxic, it's garbage. Bye-bye, you're fired. All they want is your eyeballs for ratings, for dollars. That's it. They're not giving you insight into, oh, hey, maybe you should build this skill for the future. Maybe you should learn AI for the future, huh? Right? Is the deep state saying that? Or is the mass media, MSM, talking about this? No. They're just talking about blah, 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 fear, right? Fear this, fear that. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. Forget these people. Fire them. Bye-bye. Joe Rogan podcast and your conspiracy theories. Bye-bye. CNN, bye-bye. All these platforms, fire them all, right? I'm sounding toxic talking about it. That should tell you everything, right? I mean, honestly, when I'm around people who are just either on the far left or on the far right, I got to take a step back and be like, okay, I get where you're coming from. I get that. But I don't want to spend all my time with you because honestly, I'm out here building wealth. I'm figuring out what my next move is. I'm learning about wisdom on YouTube. I'm learning about wisdom from books. I'm not focused on these media outlets that are just toxic. Forget about it, right? Now, the center, the finance media, it's not too bad. They're selling the same thing, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Like if you watch CNBC, they're always selling the next recession. When's the next recession? What's the Fed doing? Oh, let's get all scared, right? But they have some insight. There is some wisdom there. Like you'll get insight into where the market might be going, like what are some trends in the markets, what are some things that are up and coming, like AI, whatever, right? They're always talking about the next crazy cool thing in the finance world. More other finance media, maybe the Wall Street Journal. They always have some good, insight into markets there as well. Dave Ramsey, that's a finance media in my opinion. There's more entertainment there, but you can gain some insight into there. Like a lot of times it's people's mistakes. Like, oh man, I bought a $50,000 car and now it's only worth $10,000, right? You hear those callers saying that all the time. And so you can get some insight and wisdom into that. But again, like you got to be careful even with the center finance media. Take what you can from them. So, but anyways, I just want to talk a little bit about that. I think that the news media doesn't help us at all. They're not talking about wisdom. They're not talking about how you can improve your skills. They're talking about things that don't concern you, honestly. Sometimes they do, but most of the time it's the same garbage in and out on both sides. So don't subscribe to it, man. Bye-bye. You're fired. Just get rid of that, man. Like, it's just not healthy for you. I don't want to rant about it too much more, but I think it's important. Anyways, so if you guys would want, I've got a previous video talking about influencers and, the kind of influencers you should, look into and subscribe to. So if you guys could take a look at that, and everyone have a great day.